it is what it is. It's not a long movie, it's about 95 minutes long. Why, hello YouTube, and welcome back to the 80s week. So today I'm reviewing the film Silver Bullet. Yes, directed by Dan Attias and written by Stephen King, based on the novella Circle of the Werewolf by Stephen King, starring Gary Busey, Everett McGill, and Corey Haim. And in this film, in a small town, brutal killings start to plague the close-knit community, but Marty Coslaw and a paraplegic or something, a paraplegic boy, is convinced the murders are the doing of a werewolf. And of course, it is the doing of a werewolf. But who is the culprit? Well, we find out in the film that the werewolf is none other than Reverend Lester Lowe, who is a local reverend who is revealed to be the werewolf. And of course, Marty and his uncle Red, played by Gary Busey, and Marty, played by Corey Haim, have to stop this beast, and they find one of the ways to do it is to use a silver bullet, which is the old way of killing the werewolf. Even though, we all know that, the silver bullet trope was not actually introduced until a 1935 film called Werewolf of London, I believe. So, yeah, what did I like about this? Well, I like that this was a werewolf 80s movie. I thought you can't go wrong with Stephen King. And, there was some humorous moments in there, some fun moments, some comedic moments, especially when Gary Busey. Also, I liked Everett McGill performance in this. He has had a few fair shares in horror movies, including the first one I ever saw him in was The People Under the Stairs from Wes Craven. And he just has that sinister, menacing look about him where he's good as a villain. And of course, Corey Haim playing Marty, who has paralysis, that's the word. And, I thought he did a good performance in this. This was 2 years before The Lost Boys, so before he was fighting against vampires, he was fighting a werewolf. So also, the werewolf, I like the practical effects done on the werewolf. Yeah, the werewolf looks sort of dated, I guess, a bit poor, but it was the 80s, probably looked good for the time. But, yeah, I thought the werewolf was decent enough, kind of laughable, not scary to look at, but okay, I guess. And the 80s cinematography, I thought, worked for it, because it's the 80s. And yeah, I mean, there was a bit of a slow build here and there, some slow building to it, a bit of boring drama and that, bits where it wasn't the full moon, etc. But it is what it is. It's not a long movie, it's about 95 minutes long, so just over an hour and a half. So, I'm glad that it's that, not mega long, not like a 2-hour chore to sit through or anything like that. It was, like I say, fairly decent. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I watched the film. With it, the whole whodunit theme. I like Gary Busey as Uncle Red. He was a bit of a show stealer as well in the movie. And yeah, this has sort of become tradition at this point in this series on the third day to review a werewolf movie from the 80s. Because in Series 1 I did an American Werewolf in London, Series 2 The Howling, this series it's Silver Bullet. But yeah, Stephen King has actually written a lot of screenplays for some of his adaptations. He even did Maximum Overdrive, which he wrote and directed as well, but after that was a bit of a failure. He never directed again. But, you know, maybe he thought it wasn't for him and he didn't want to try it again. I don't know, but, you know, not everyone's successful the first go around, but I guess Stephen King just, you know, stuck to what he does best, which is the writing. But Silver Bullet, I thought it was a fun watch. I love a good werewolf movie. So, what am I going to rate this one? I will give Silver Bullet, I think I'll give it 3.5 video nasties out of 5. 3.5 video nasties out of 5 for Silver Bullet. So there you go. There's your review for today. Have you seen this one? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. I've been Random Ross and this has been Back to the 80s Week. And yeah, so you can watch all the series so far on this channel. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow for some more Back to the 80s stuff. So until then, don't have nightmares.